Hello everyone and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor warned Sheila that a day of reckoning will come. In the design office, Steffi noted Hope's new station. Steffi was upset by how Hope and Thomas had been carrying on at work. Hope claimed it was not the first time someone had done that in the office, and she and Thomas were just having a good time. Grunting that she formerly had to deal with Sheila, Steffi said she was not backing down from Sheila, and she wouldn't let Hope undermine her family. Hope claimed she wouldn't do that, and Thomas would say the same. Steffi stated that Hope really had changed. Hope asked if it was because she was living her life for herself, prioritizing her own requirements, and not doing as anticipated. She claimed to be in control. She said she would been in love with Liam. They'd both made miscalculations, and it had crashed and burned. She said she was with Thomas. Steffi concluded that Hope was using Thomas. Hope said they were having fun. Like a game? Steffi asked. Hope replied that she was not toying with him, and they were on the same runner about their situation. She stated that occasionally, it was like Thomas could read her mind. It had been that way since he would started working for her. He works with you, Hope, Steffi corrected. Hope asserted that Thomas worked on her line at her direction as her lead developer. She repeated that he was there for her, but Steffi concluded that Hope was abusing Thomas' passions for her. Hope figured Steffi would twist it into her own narrative, but Hope and Thomas were transparent with each other. Thomas knew all of her. Steffi told Hope that Thomas was falling for her, but Hope was treating him like some kind of coitus toy. In Steffi's view, Hope was roistering in Thomas being caught up in her. The same way my hubby was caught up in you? Hope asked. Seesawing, Steffi replied, there it is. Steffi wondered if the fling with Thomas was vengeance against Steffi because of Liam. Hope replied that Steffi was not the center of the macrocosm, and it was not about her. Hope claimed that she and Thomas participated commodity special, raw, and passionate. They lit a fire in each other, and it was not hurting anyone. Hope figured that Steffi had said her piece, and Hope did not want to hear another word from Steffi about it. Hope did not want Steffi's judgment and said, I'm no longer the victim hanging in a gondola watching you steal my life down from me. Hope said Thomas was helping her figure out who she was, and she liked it. She liked it a lot. Steffi did not believe that Hope was over Liam or the marriage. Hope replied that she would know he said that, and watching her marriage fall piecemeal was excruciating. Still, Liam could not go her an ounce of remission after all she would given him. Hope stated that Liam did not feel the relationship was worth saving, and if he felt that way, she was done soliciting. Hope said she would learn that nothing was perfect, and it had been a hard assignment. Steffi replied that Hope had not learned anything if she could not see what she was doing to Thomas. Hope stated that Thomas kept her present, and they were living in the moment. Steffi asked if Hope was getting her mama. Hope said that in the history, she had been scarified of that, but not so important presently. Hope wanted to get back to work, but Steffi changed the subject to Deacon. Hope stated that Deacon and Sheila were commodity they could agree on, but her talk with Cleric had not done any good. Deacon's passions for Sheila had Hope upset. Steffi said that if Sheila tried to harm Steffi's family, Sheila would pay. Hope fooled that Deacon would cover them all from Sheila. Steffi said Sheila aloud. She could get the love she demanded from him, but Steffi would always see Sheila as a murderous psycho obsessed with Steffi's family. In the CEO's office, Taylor believed that Thomas had gone too far to be set back by entrapped with Hope. Brooke said she knew it had been trouble the moment Thomas had started working with Hope again. Thomas entered as Brooke was talking. Chatting Thomas, Taylor said she was sorry he would had to hear it. Thomas was not upset about it. He said he was savoring every moment with Hope. Taylor wished she could support him, but it's not complimentary. Being with Hope is a mistake. Thomas conceded that everyone had their opinions, indeed Steffi, who was talking to Hope at that moment. Brooke was worried about Steffi giving Hope grief, but Taylor said Steffi was guarding her family. Brooke said that Steffi demanded to be guarding her children. Fed over, Ridge asked the women to let the adults handle their relationship. He said there were bigger effects to worry about, like Sheila. The content turned to Deacon and what he could be allowing to be with Sheila, alienate his son, and give Sheila a job. Taylor was surprised Sheila had a job. Ridge impatiently said they demanded to worry about keeping Sheila down. Everyone agreed. Taylor hugged Thomas and left, saying there was commodity she demanded to do. Latterly, Ridge and Brooke were alone, and Brooke apologized for Ridge having to intervene with his family when there were bigger enterprises. Ridge said his father was dying, but he could not say anything and had to pretend they had all the time in the world. Ridge had not told his kiddies. Brooke said she had not told hers either, and they demanded to know. Ridge claimed they did not need to know. He decided that they'd admire what Eric wanted for formerly. They'd stay and see how long Eric could make it into the office. Brooke let Ridge know that he was not alone and she was there for him. Brooke abominated what Ridge was going through amid his concern for his son. Ridge said that they were supposed to lose their parents. Stephanie was gone and so was Beth. It was a part of life and they had to accept it. Ridge said his father had made him into everything that he was. Eric was everything to Ridge and Ridge was not ready. Brooke knew it and was sorry. She told Ridge that he could lean on her and find strength in her. She said she would help him through the time with his father. She said they'd do it the way they always did, with each other, and they hugged. At Deacon's place, Deacon arrived as Sheila was setting out a print of hope on a table. Cleric looked around his recently decorated space with surprise. Sheila stated that she would allowed. It had demanded a woman's touch. Waving to herself, she asked if he approved of her livery. Deacon liked it indeed, though it was not a nanny's livery, and said there was not a speck of food on it. Sheila replied that Lai was lucky that Sheila had been on her stylish guest. Cleric admitted he would respected Sheila's restraint when Lai had shoved Sheila's face in pasta and walked out. Sheila replied that she would chosen to admire her sexy master, to whom she happened to be intimately engaged. Deacon figured it wouldn't be a secret ever, but if Hope said about it, it could be the thing that tore him and Hope piecemeal. Sheila asked if Deacon was getting cold bases. Not a chance, he replied. She advised that it would get worse, but he said he was not the one getting punched and pasta immersed. Sheila did not want to joke, and she stated that Hope could cut Cleric out of her life because of Sheila. Cleric preferred to believe that Hope was forgiving and would come around. Someone knocked on the door. When Deacon opened it, Taylor paraded in and asked if Deacon was out of his mind. Deacon remarked that Hope had said Taylor had been down. Taylor snidely decided to tell them why she would been gone and said it had been because Steffi had had to take her family down from their home and the people they loved because of Sheila. Sheila wished Steffi had not done that and said none of them demanded to feel hovered. Claiming Taylor was a psychiatrist and knew Sheila's history, Sheila said her heart had been empty. She would always been looking for security and love, and she would set up it. She said she and Deacon were not perfect, but they were good for each other. Cleric stated that he believed people could change, and he and Taylor's guests were exemplifications. Taylor laughed. He claimed that Sheila would not be a trouble to Taylor's family. He claimed that Sheila was a different person with him. Sheila reminded Taylor that they'd formerly had a nice relationship, and Taylor had invited Sheila over for Christmas Eve. Sheila said Taylor had saved Sheila and had clicked with her. Taylor fooled that Sheila leaving Taylor's son for dead had broken that bond. She advised Deacon to be careful, citing that she would believed in Sheila formerly too. Taylor claimed to know who Sheila was at her core and said Sheila was unhealed at a Becidarian position of the mortal condition and refused to see it or get help. To Taylor, it did not rate redemption, only justice. Taylor believed a day of reckoning would come and Sheila would pay.